The first time I ever drank was Everclear, and it was a whole solo cup of it, and I remember after the first drink, all I wanted to do was drink more. It wasn't about having fun, it wasn't about doing anything, just getting that next drink. I got a job as a bartender, so then it was, we'd get off work and still drink, and so my life was just staying up till 6, 7 a.m., waking up at 2 p.m., destroyed every single relationship that I had made, and I woke up alone and just hating myself. I still didn't think I had an alcohol problem. I thought, I have this anxiety problem and the alcohol is just what I have to fix it. I was like, you guys are weak. You guys are so weak, it's not even funny. Like, I can control this. Obviously, I'm not an alcoholic because I know I can control this if I want. I knew I had discipline. I could diet for a year. Even when during my worst drinking, I got to the gym. I would show up at the gym drunk and still get my workout in. I had been winning first, second, third place nationally. And it turns out that a lot of people who are alcoholics are actually type A personalities. And because they can't control something, they end up drinking, but then the obsession becomes to control the drinking, right? Like, it's the one thing that you can't control, and you decide, like, no, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna make this. And then I got into a really bad car accident a couple weeks before a show, fractured some ribs. It was pretty bad. We got hit, someone was going about 60 miles an hour on a freeway, texting and driving. I had also just torn my bicep and fractured my collarbone, taking me out of competing for good. But I ended up meeting another person who took me to my first AA meeting. For the first time, I heard this woman tell her story, and the way she talked about alcohol, she talked about it like you fantasize about it. You're in an airport or you're in the airplane and they're bringing you that drink. And when she talked about the vision or the thought or the feeling of drinking, I was like, that's exactly how I feel. It wasn't a choice I was making. I wasn't choosing to drink every single time that I did. There were times where I was bawling, and it was like somebody else was in my body and somebody else was making me take that drink. Not only did I know I was an alcoholic, but I was an actual alcoholic. I was hiding bottles everywhere. I was drinking in the morning. I was planning everything around drinking. It's probably the worst thing about being an alcoholic. You do a lot of really stupid things to hurt a lot of people, and when you first get sober, you have to remember them all. I was really able to identify that being alone was a problem for me my whole life for my drinking, and that community and being able to talk to other people who have gone through it was important, and the discipline of fitness, right? So when I came across this organization, I was like, what? That is all three, and I had already identified those three things. I didn't really put them together. Then being able to be invited as the board of director, and it was so big for me. It was so crazy at that point to look back on my life and say, wow, I never in a million years would have even thought how quickly my life changed once I actually got sober, and how much easier everything was. Because I've been in that moment and I got lucky and had support and friends and people, I want to be in that moment too. I had a client from Gold's Gym. We got really close. She recently had a daughter come home from college and have some addiction issues. She was like, I want to talk to you about my daughter. I'm moving in October and I don't think she's coming with me, and I'm really nervous about her being here and she's not able to find people to talk to. And I was like, I have got the best place for her. I've got this organization that it's community, it's exactly what she's gonna need. I said there's bicycle groups now that are meeting, there's people who are just going on hikes, there are people that are still summiting mountains, so she can find whatever avenue it is. Once you decide that you're gonna conquer some huge goal, right, and you have to take the time all day, every day for weeks around, and you have to plan your life around that goal rather than planning it around drinking, you just get this huge burst of confidence. And on this side of things, it's so much better. Then you feel like it's okay that it happened. Like, it's justified for happening, you can start to forgive yourself. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, what else can I do?